Good day everyone, I am Christine Maybisabion from BEd 3 and today I will be presenting my report in BEd 11 and my report is all about importance of ESL in K-12 curriculum and also MTV MLE. But before we begin, this is my objectives for this lesson. So today, we will focus on the role of language in the K-12 curriculum. We all know that language is not only a subject, right? But it is also a tool for communication, understanding, and exchanging ideas. So most of the subjects like MAPE, science, and math, it uses English, right? So without English, we cannot fully understand ideas and explain concepts. Now, in the Philippine K-12 curriculum, there are two major programs, which is the major language programs rather, so which is ESL and MTV MLE. Now, let's start with ESL. So, what is ESL? ESL, or English as a Second Language, is designed for learners who did not grow up speaking English as their first language. So most of us here speak Tagalog, Bisaya, and other local languages, right? Because but in school we need to speak English because there are subjects that requires in English like science, math, and social studies, and so on. So if we don't understand English, it will be very hard to understand the lessons. Even in our textbooks, like the exam paper, English is usually the used language, right? So that is why ESL classes is very important. So these classes focuses on the four macro skills. First is listening, speaking, reading, and writing. So in ESL, students practice reading short passages, writing their own sentences and paragraphs, listening to spoken text, and speaking in class discussion or presentation. So the good thing is the ESL classes are flexible, okay? Flexible. So students can start at their own level. Some may be beginners, others may be advanced. So teacher adjusts their methods to meet the diverse needs of the students and in order to build their confidence step by step. So how do you think this flexibility helps students? So it helps because not everyone is good at English right away, no? Just like me. So some are shy, some are nervous. So if teachers adjust the lessons to the students' level, everyone has a chance to learn. So even if they start slow, they can still improve and later join discussions or answer in class confidently. So ESL is not only useful in school, it also helps us to make friends, connect from other people from other places. So sometimes we meet new classmates, visitors, or even people in online who don't speak the same language as ours. So English becomes the bridge from that builds friendships and relationships with other people from different country or place. So through ESL, we don't only learn skills for school, we also learn how to connect with more people in our everyday lives. So and also ESL is not just for academics. It is also important in real life. For example, many companies require English skills during job interviews. So ESL also helps to have work because most of now English is really in demand. Like you're gonna work in call center. So also if you work or travel abroad, English becomes your main way to communicate, right? So again, ESL is both for success in school and for success in life. Now, in the K-12 curriculum, ESL is not taught randomly. It follows the English curriculum framework. This framework acts as a roadmap for teachers. It explains how students should progress in their English skills step by step. For example, in the lower grades, students begin with simple skills like listening and speaking basic English words. As they move up, they practice reading comprehension, writing paragraphs, and joining group discussions. By the time they reach senior high, of course, they are expected to analyze text, write essays, and deliver oral presentations. In short, the framework ensures that English learning is systematic and progressive. So by the end of grade 12, learners are ready for higher studies, work, and even global communication. Now, let's shift to MTV MLE, or mother tongue-based multilingual education. So this is actually the government's banner program under the Enhanced Basic Education Act of 2013 or RA 10533. So in MTB MLE, the children's first language, the language spoken at home, is used, gamitin siya as a medium of instruction from kindergarten to grade 3. Again, from kindergarten to grade 3. So why do you think DepEd made this program? Because children learn best when they are taught in a language they are. If lessons are taught in their mother tongue, they can easily connect the ideas to their own experiences. For example, a grade 1 student who only speaks Hiligaynon at home, but a teacher uses English in school. So the child may memorize words but not really understand, no? So, but if the teacher explains in Hiligaynon, the child immediately understands the concept or the lesson. So this is why DepEd currently uses 19 local languages in NTB MLE, such as Tagalog, Waray, Kapampangan, Maranao, and so on. So in my case, when I was in grade 1, my teacher used Bisaya. So I understood the lessons clearly and I felt more confident answering in class. Then later, when Filipino and English were introduced, I did not struggle much because I already had a strong foundation. So MTB is implemented in two ways. First, as a subject, where students learn reading, writing, speaking, and listening in their mother tongue. And second, as a medium of instruction, where all students in kinder to grade 3 are taught using the mother tongue except Filipino and English. SCB MLE develops four important aspects of learning. The first is language development, where the students first build literacy in their mother tongue. The second is aspect of cognitive development. When students understand the lesson in their own language, they can critically solve problems and answers higher order questions. Next is the academic development. Since lessons are taught in a child's first language, they can perform better in school, right? And finally, the fourth aspect is social-cultural development. So this means students become proud of their culture and respectful of others when we use our mother tongue in school. So we don't feel ashamed of our culture. Now we can see that ESL and MTB MLE are not competing programs. Instead, they complement each other. MTB MLE builds the foundation in the early age, while ESL prepares us for global opportunity. Together, they make the K-12 curriculum stronger, more inclusive, and more meaningful.